It is Tuesday. It is 10:01. We are ready. I love the chit chat and the community, and I love it. I really do. That's one of my favorite things about Tuesday is this office is buzzing with great energy, great people, great conversations. And I'm so glad that you're here. And we are going to go ahead and get started with our meeting. And I look forward to Lonnie joining us. Hopefully hope his car, hope he's here soon. I don't know. Okay, so we're just going to jump in and get going with this. And let's start with tell us something good. Tell me something good. I know it's raining. I don't know how that fits. I don't know. Yeah, Stacy's got something good. What you got?
So board duty last week, got a cold call. Brandy helped me throw something together, went over and met with them, got the listing like 8 days ago, went under contract yesterday.
First of all, it wasn't just any listing. How much was the listing?
600, and I got both sides.
And it doesn't end there though. There's more potential. What else?
And the unrepresented buyer that's buying it has a house that they're gonna list with me on Prairie Lake. So
lakefront property in Prairie Lake.
Yeah.
And she did an open house and maybe picked up a buyer.
Right, yeah.
From a board duty call.
All done.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is pretty good. So if you're not taking advantage of board duty, let's get you, and I can't promise that happens every time. Ryan?
Right.
We actually have plenty of spots to sign up. We didn't have anybody on board duty yesterday. Now we didn't get any calls. Nobody walked in, so it was okay. But there are open spaces. And so I want to encourage you to, if you haven't picked your 2 mornings and 2 afternoons and a weekend, please jump on the board duty count. How do we sign up for board duty? Does anybody know? Southlandlinks.com, southlandlinks.com. There's a board duty section there. If there is openings after maybe today, I'm going to give it out to the folks who have already picked their days. I'm going to open it up to they can grab more days. We want agents here. We want somebody covering that. So excellent job. Excellent work. Good job. That's exciting.
That's awesome.
There we go. That's it. That's a good strategy. All right. Tell me something good. Tell me what you got, Steve.
So my Kansas City house, I got another buyer for it.
Okay.
Contract on that side. Almost 6 months to get that off, thankfully. That's actually an investor on the back side of it, so maybe got more on that end. My lady that closed in April is decided she does not like Colorado, coming back.
And they got that from board duty, right?
That one was a call.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. Nice.
Thanks. Well done.
Good job.
Well done.
Love that. I love that. All right. Who else has got something good for us?
Yeah, the Verona Hills listing I did went under contract same day.
Okay.
45,000 over list.
45,000
Yes,
over list.
and as is, no inspections, appraisal waiver, everything. One thing that was important to my seller, she's like, she's Asian. She was like, I do not pay buyer's commission. I pay you, I don't pay that. So I said, take it off the price. So, so we were literally 45,000 over. It closed at 30,000 over, or 30 whatever.
Yeah.
But she was thrilled, and we closed in less than 3 weeks, and got her moved out September 10th.
Okay.
Florida.
Very good.
Yeah.
I love that.
So you shifted the conversation. This
Yeah.
is somebody that says, I'm not paying that 3%, and let's just say that was 15 grand or whatever that might have been.
Yeah.
You just shifted the conversation. Well, what you're really saying is it's about what you want to net.
Yes, correct.
Boom. So you just shifted the whole conversation.
Good job.
What if I could show you how technically you're going to come out with it?
Very good. I love
Good
it.
job.
That is really good.
Awesome.
Very good. All right. I love it. All these wins in business. I love that. What you got?
Listing in Double Y, Peculiar, had one showing, one full price offer, and it's under contract. So it's okay.
All it takes is one, right?
Aaron's the buyers.
And it's in-house.
Oh, nice.
Very good.
Yeah, one showing, one offer, contract in 24 hours.
Okay.
Nice.
So
Very good.
I think this is their 3rd time trying to sell this house. The last couple, like, they were on the market for 6 months and a little overpriced. They weren't able to sell it. So
Yeah.
they were prepared for that, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, good, good.
Let's see.
Awesome. Very good. Brian.
Just wanted to say I'm 3-0 fantasy football.
Oh,
All luck, by the way, because I fell asleep during the draft and I missed my draft, so it auto drafted. Made a key moves and picked up Scattaboo this weekend and
Oh.
I'm glad he took care of business. We still beat him, so that was awesome. And yeah, that's all the win I have.
Priorities.
the little things.
Bunch of nonsense. So Josh has an like when people play against Josh, the average score is 80 points. When people play against me, it's 140 points. So if you want to have a big week, play against me.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah.
I doubled my points.
I'm like second in point score. I have 1 day.
Why do I feel like y'all are talking Greek right now? I'm like, 80 points, 140 points. Okay. Very good. Yay, sports. I do like sports. I do.
I think
Just not,
It's raining, so your pumpkins are gonna grow.
Oh, they are, they're coming on finally. Those little suckers were like flat on the ground. And so finally it started raining a couple days ago and they're starting to pump up. Thank goodness. I didn't think we were gonna get it. Sunflowers are popping now too. Now we need the sun to come back after the rain, but yeah.
the good things are happening at Finn Farms there. I like it. I know. So cute.
I think you just got a new name. I see the big banner as you drive into the driveway.
You should know about the Finn Farm.
All right. I love it. I love it. Anything else? Last chance. Tell me something good. Chad.
Any buyer. And so, here and now. And then we got 2 inspections on something last week. So we're under contract for 2 inspections. Yeah, it's been a long time coming on.
Good.
Nice.
Good. Yeah, that is good. That is good. Got anything?
Inspection.
What's that?
Had a great inspection.
I love that. Love that. Very good. All right. Good.
I'll just spin this positively, it looks like, as we're 8 full months, almost 9 full months through the year, nationally, we're probably gonna finish again at the 3rd year of a 3-year recession. If you look at the number of sales nationally, prices continue to go higher, albeit at a much slower pace. But you hear these success stories, you hear these wins, first day on market and things. There's some success out there. So, don't be discouraged in any way, shape or form. And I would say if you've been in this business a year, 2 years, 3 years, and you've had any sort of luck at all in the last, you have a very bright future ahead. We have the ability to actually have, instead of headwinds, some true tailwinds. And we've been saying that for a while, but it is all but inevitable. It has to happen. So, don't get discouraged. You hear these amazing success stories. Now, that being said, if we don't have our skill set high, the bulk of us that are dealing with sellers that are going to be on the market 30, 60, 90, 120 days, that now is work. If we don't have the skill set to work those listings, they can be painful. Does anybody have any painful sellers or just close some? Rusty, where's Russ when she was telling me about,
Oh,
I told Carrie the other day, I don't know how to market a house that's been 100 days on the market. I don't know what to do. So,
Communicate. You've got to show your value, snapshots to your seller of properties are in their space, makes it look like you're watching like a hawk. It takes me about 90 seconds. I'm pretty tech savvy, so it'll probably take you guys a little longer. But for me to go, I have a Harrisonville acreage right now, 425. For me to pick out real quick, 2 to 10 acres, Harrisonville, active pending, show for backups and anything that's sold in the last 30 days. Boom, boom, pop it out there. Hey, by the way, this is what I'm watching on your behalf every day. Call me if you have any questions. Right now, I think we should just hold our course. That is doing your job. Took me 90 seconds, and they're sitting there going, man, Lonnie's a busy guy, but he's watching my property every single day. So that's the things you have to do when there's more days on market, is just show them that you are on top of things within what we can control. Does that make sense? And so that we get a ton of value out of it. Not to mention, it makes me look real quick at what's active, pending, going on around them. What's disturbing when you have, can I go on
Yeah.
one more tangent? What's disturbing for me is if I show them the data and there's 20 houses for sale and there's 3 pending, okay? That tells me that not a lot's selling in their space. You guys got that? If there's maybe 20 for sale, but 15 now pending, that tells me there's activity. Things are churning within the product that they have on the market. I would much rather have the latter and know that things are, then we know it's just a matter of time before our number comes up. You guys get that, right? So what's frustrating is you get those properties where nothing's selling, and then you're like, wow, this could be a long, long journey. But share the facts with them, interpret the facts with them,
Mhm.
get conversations going around that. That's how we market properties that are gonna have longer days.
All right, that's good. That's good. All right, let's make a switch to our vendors here. We love and appreciate our vendors. Let's start with Lisa Hutchings with Coffell Land Title.
Lisa.
All right, just a couple things. Calendars and planners desk calendars are in the back here. So anybody wants them, they switched over to the little bit smaller desk calendars. People are apparently wanting those instead of the big, huge ones. So they're back there. And then Jody is our new processor in our office. Some of you have already met her. She is currently out. Last week she had an appendicitis situation and she's here at the office and she's trying to stick it out, and finally Summer was like, you need to go. And she had her appendix actually burst. So I want all the good juju sending her away. If you guys would send that her way, she's recovering well. She's going to try to be back in tomorrow, not because we want her to press herself, but she's going stir crazy. So, anyway, if you have an opportunity to stop in and say hi to her, please do so. And like I said, send her good juju. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, let's move on. Todd Branson with Fairway Mortgage. Let's give it up for Todd.
Hi. All right, so I just want to take full credit for last week. I lowered interest rates. Okay. About time. I can tell you, it has been a long time coming. Candidly, the Fed met last week. It was really not a surprise. They kind of signaled that they were probably going to lower Fed funds rate. And we got exactly what the market got, exactly what they thought they were going to get, 0.25% drop in the September meeting. Most of Wall Street still believes there's another quarter coming in October and another in December. I'm going to answer questions later for Wall Street to tell them that that's what I plan to do. So, but candidly, what happens all the time, and if you ever pay attention to the stock market, you'll know people will say, buy the rumor, but sell the fact. So everybody gets excited about this 0.25% drop, and it happens. And guess what happens? Mortgage rates, they drift up a little bit. So it's not catastrophic, but for the nice little decline we had for about 30 to 40 days prior to that, we had a little bit of a bump Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, Friday, yesterday. So a little bit of recovery today, but it happens and it's okay. All right. So I think the long-term outlook is still mortgage rates should continue to work their way down. I don't know if rates are going to drive this market, but they certainly had a little bit of an impediment a year or two ago when we were up above 7.5. 30-year fixed rate mortgage right now, 6.5 to 6, depending on private loan program. So, and you can see them in the 5s pretty easy. And some of your local builders are out there throwing 4s at you. So I would say that that's we're in a pretty good market rate wise. Not where we were 5 years ago, because 5 years ago, mortgage rates were stupid low. We will never get back to that. But regardless, if we get a 5 handle consistently as a first number on mortgage rates, I really think that the psychology changes. The Fed lowering changes a little bit of the perception for the client, and the seller starts to say, honey, we're at 3.5, maybe going ahead and going to 5.5 is okay to make that move. And they'll start to see that mortgage handcuff start coming off. Okay. Any questions, guys? I'm next door. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Todd.
All right, I see the Alabas from Pillar to Post. Appreciate y'all being here. Hey, Ron. Good.
Got weird shoes on because the dog ate my other ones yesterday. It happens.
Homework.
Yeah, he was a good dog. we got a good opportunity. Jordan mentioned this a couple weeks ago, coming up October 14th. It's a lunch and learn we're gonna do. And we're gonna try to make it fun and interactive where we, whoever comes out and joins us, go out to a house and show you, things to look for as through a kind of inspector's eyes. As you're either showing houses or getting ready to list a house, it'll help you, kind of look for these things that are probably going to pop up on an inspection. So that's coming up October 14th with Carrie's putting it together for us. And we'd love to have you all out. We do need a house to go to. So if anybody has a listing close to here, Raymore Belton, it'd kind of be like a free inspection. You can come out and we'll point some things out for you. But please let us know if you have a listing, preferably vacant, but doesn't necessarily have to be. And we'd be happy to set that up and take some of you out and show you how we inspect. So just grab one of us, let us know.
Ron,
Thanks, Ron. Right after.
11:30.
Yep. Yep.
Very
Thank you,
good.
Ron.
Yeah, thank you, Ron. All right, I don't see Royal, but I do see Apex. You're all always in the house. Come on, girl.
Down.
I like your rain jacket.
I haven't seen that game show forever.
The price is right.
The Price is Right, yeah. A little tip. So I keep getting these calls. How many of you are working with investors? Yeah. Okay. The number one call is, I think we're on septic and the county has failed us. So what could be avoided there for you guys to take action is to call the county and check before your investor buys it to confirm if it does have a septic, if they have any engineer designs on hand, and maybe how old the system is, things like that. Maybe there's been other things that have been pulled for repairs and things like that. You can save your investor and they will continue to give you business, a $30,000 ticket item. I promise you, they will thank you for that. Tip of the day.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
It's that reno budget, Tom, and you get thrown a $30,000 curve.
Yeah, not good. It's a lot of crying.
It's a lot of crying.
Think about getting out of business.
I'm doing it for practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. Okay, well, we appreciate all of our vendors here. Let's see. Listings, buyers, and open houses. Who's got a listing coming on you want to tell us about? Anybody took a listing? Yeah.
Five Real Estate Team has a listing going live, currently scheduled for October 2nd. 405 North Cleveland in Belton. It's a 3-bed with a 4th non-conforming in the basement, 2.5 bath. Just over 1,700 square feet on just under a quarter acre. It's a split level entry and will be at $295.
295.
405 North Cleveland.
Thank you.
It's the furthest north house on Cleveland.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. All right. Who else got a listing? Yes.
I got another Earth Compact.
Woo!
I just love them. Everything they love me. So on, a little over 2 acres in Killiar on Martha Circle. So 3 bed, 3 bath, huge living room kitchen area. Really cool.
I own that house at one time. Did you know that?
I saw that on the record.
Took one in on trade to make a deal work. It had a busted pipe. It was a nightmare.
Oh, boy.
But, yeah. I
Nice.
saw that. I'm like, Martha, that rings a bell. And I looked it up and I looked at the tax roll. Hey, name's on it.
All right. Very good. Who else? Who else has got a listing? Ryan.
It's in Hilliard on Hargrove. It's 985 Hargrove. It sits on a 1 acre lot. Cool house. It's 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. Sits on a crawl space. Has a huge shop in the backyard. It's got a pool, privacy fence all the way around this massive lot. So great setting, circle drive, easy access back out on the highway. So great. Just south of everybody knows my notes there. Just south of there where this property sits. So that was gonna hit the market Saturday, live at 365 on that one. And we've got another one that's coming on in 2 weeks. We're finishing up the prep work on it now. It's gonna be on 175th Street, just east of here, about 15 minutes. And it sits on 15 acres. It's a ranch style house. full finished basement, 4 bedroom, 3.5 bath. It's an old farmhouse that they remodeled and added on to. They made the 2-car garage into a master suite with but it's master suite now, walk-in closet, beautifully redone. And then it steps through a breezeway into a 3-car, garage that they built on to add that extra space. That was like about 2,600 square foot of house. It's got a shop, it's got a horse barn on it as well. I am told it has a stock pond. I'm gonna go find that out to verify. Sure on those things. Cross fence. So if you got any horse, buyers out there, cross fence, so sectioned off. So they used to breed mares out there. So it's got water at different locations as well, and your client separate.
All right, good deal.
Oh yeah, price on that, $775.
Okay, good deal. All right, more listings? Yep, yep.
At Lake Lotawana, we're getting ready to put one on the market, it'll go pre-MLS probably tomorrow. Does anybody know Lake Lotawana very well? Kind of a cool area, right? So it's, this is actually lakefront, $625 will be the price, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, amazing dock, and the house is just cute as it can be. But $625 is kind of entry for true lakefront in Lake
Yeah.
Lotawana.
It
But
is.
it's turnkey, they're gonna sell it with all the furnishings, they're gonna sell it with the water skis, the boat is separately for sale. So somebody that wants to get into that community, that really wants to be lakefront, not second tier and walk down to their dock, you literally walk to a flat yard to the dock. It is a cool, cool space. It is, yeah, T, 43 T. Yeah, so really, really cool setup. And then, we have, one in the pre-MLS that hit yesterday in Morning View. Where's Joanna? She here today?
No.
Yeah.
She's already got a buyer for you.
But every listing in there was hers. So as I did
Yeah.
the data study, I'm like, why did these people pick me? Well, we do a little work ourselves, but, anyway, it's one of the, only a handful in there that has a basement. So it's got 55 and older, maintenance provided, and now full basement for storage, safety, that sort of thing. It's 285, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, plus a hobby room.
What was the other one?
Yes, it's on Saturn,
Okay.
700 Saturn.
There we go.
700 Saturn.
Awesome.
They're going good.
All right. Buyer needs. Who's got a buyer need you want us to know about? Yep.
In Belton, need a 1.5 story or a ranch. We need master on the main level, preferably laundry too. But most importantly, master, main level, minimal steps if possible, up to 360, pretty
Okay.
open, but has to be in Belton.
Gotcha. Okay. Any other buyer needs? I've seen some go in the Facebook group, which I love seeing that. Yep.
I have one that, is a buyer wants downtown Lee Summit, something kind of small, where she pops through and stays for a little while, and she has a son in the area. So I'm thinking she's gonna be low fees,
Okay. Okay. Steve.
I've got one, she's gonna want me about 300-ish, maintenance provided by Lonnie, that's my buyer's on that. But in Colorado, I've got another one that will be coming soon, probably 2 to 250, looking for a shop to sort of boat. He's pretty open to wherever.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, if you have any more listings, buyers, open houses, let's throw it in the Facebook group and network that way. We love it when we can make connections within the office here. Love that. All right, here, got a full calendar. I'm pretty excited about our September calendar. Now I know we're almost through it, but it's been good stuff. So let's move on. Okay, so this is next Tuesday. There's a lunch and learn. DR Horton is coming to talk to us. They're bringing lunch, and then they'll talk to us about their communities that they have in the area. And they also have some kind of an open house, something, there's flyers on the back. Forgive me, I'm not tracking with them as close, because this is still next week. So it's like, if I'm honest, it's next week. But I do want you to know there is a lunch and learn next Tuesday after team meeting, and we will have a sign up sheet on Facebook if you want to learn more about their communities, and they would love to connect. They stop by every week with some kind of goodies, like the Dots pretzels, the cookies. They bring Krispy Kreme. They bring all kinds of stuff. So would love to have you come and hear them. AI Unlocked. Has anybody been to these classes? Have you learned anything? What's that? Okay, watch out, look out. AI can do everything, just about anything. So AI could be the assistant you always wanted. So that's, yeah, yes, yes. So yeah, he will teach again next Monday right here in the training room. All right. Before I have Stephanie come up, Stephanie's going to talk to us about from our culture committee. I do want to make a drawing. I have numbers in my pocket. This is my drawing from Rustling and the Health, Wellness, and Safety. They had a hydration challenge, and there were a few people that completed it. And so I have to draw 2, not 3, pieces of paper, and then we have a giveaway. So here we go. I think they're connected. All right, here we go. First winner is David. David Meisner, I'm assuming. Good job, David. Which, this is the hydration challenge, so.
Bottled water.
Ooh, it's got a koozie on it and stuff. That's a good one. There's 2 of them in here. And then so the other winner will be this person. It is Lonnie. Yay! So which color you want?
I gotta go blue.
All right, go blue. David will get this one. All right. Well, good deal. All right. So appreciate you. All right, Stephanie, you want to come up with culture committee here?
From Finn Farm.
Finn Barnes. You got to clip this or hold it or something.
Finn Farms will be a 501c3 because it's not making any money. No. No, it's really truly just a hobby. But all right, so culture committee has been busy getting the autumn harvest ready. Thank you for your patience on that. I don't know what.
You want it?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Yep.
So a couple of details on it. The idea of it is so that you guys can have a cost-effective client appreciation event that you can invite your clients to, and pretty much everything is covered by our amazing sponsors. So far, Caulfield is our title sponsor. They gave $2,500. Todd is getting out his smoking jacket because he is the Fireside Lounge sponsor at $1,500. And then Pillar to Post is sponsoring, and we have some others as well, but I don't have my list, so sorry if I missed you and you're in here. But we still need more, so we'll talk about that in a minute. But for just $10 a ticket, that's your only out-of-pocket expense unless you want to give your clients like a goodie bag when they get there or whatever. But $10 gets you in the door, gets you a barbecue dinner, live music, auction, and it's brisket, pulled pork, barbecue beans, cheesy potatoes, dinner salad rolls, lemonade, water. They also get 2 drink tickets to the bar as well. So it's
For $10?
for $10. Yeah. So even if you don't want to bring your clients, bring your family, bring your friends, whatever, it'll be a good time. And then, so we're going to do, there's a fire pit there. There'll be s'mores. It's not, it's not that you can't bring kids, but it's not kid-centered. So we're not saying no kids, but it's not kid-centered. So there's not going to be balloon artists, face painting, things like that. Because it is 5 to 9 the day after Halloween. So I'm thinking maybe parents are done with their kids. They can go have a good time. We'll have a silent auction, sports memorabilia, and some other stuff to go along with that. Todd, bring your wallet. Because I'm choosing one specifically that's not on your wall already. Okay. 50-50 raffle. We will have a whiskey pull as well. If you don't know what that is, a bunch of whiskey bottles, donation of $20. You pull a number and then you get the bottle of whiskey. Wear your flannels nice and relaxed. And it is indoor and outdoor. The majority of it is outdoor, but fully covered. So I think we have maybe some pictures. Oh, and it's at Big Iron Town. I forgot to mention that.
I didn't put pictures of.
Caesar did.
Oh, yay. Well, let's see. Oh, well, we got that.
Oh, yeah,
we
so
got
here's
that.
the, that's okay. Yeah, so here's the sponsors. We still have our dinner sponsor left, our platinum sponsor left, which you get a bunch of shout outs at team meetings, things like that, and at the event. And then the gold sponsors, all of these on the bottom can be multiple. So one thing that we're doing for our group is we're doing the table sponsor. So however many people were invited, I'm buying that many tables. So that table will be specific for our clients and they'll have something particular at that table. And you can do whatever you want with that. So if you wanted to invite 10 people, it would basically be $350. You'd have a table and 10 tickets.
How many tables are available?
As many as we need. Yeah, yeah. And you'll kind of see the space here in a second. If you haven't been there, it's a really cool space. So this is the main like outdoor area that's completely covered. So if it's raining, if it's cool, there's heaters out here and everything else. And then the band I think might be up here. I haven't fully decided yet, but not where it's like overwhelming loudness of live music, but it creates a nice atmosphere. And then this is part of the inside part right here that there'll be more tables in. There's lots of lighting. It looks like an old West town, and then all concrete and everything. Even around the outside of this, everything's concrete. So there's not going to be like mud or anything like that. So, and it's only about, what do you say, 15 minutes from here, babe? It's it's actually you think it's inside Pleasant Hill, and it is technically, but it's in its own little community that I didn't even know until we went there. So, but it's a really cool event space. And then I will have a Facebook event that you could share as well. And that's where we'll put all of our sponsors on so they can get all their love and then all the updates and everything for the event. And then there's also, we click to the next one, Brandy. Caesar helped me out this morning. So eventually sometime today, the Facebook event will be here. It's not here just yet, but over here is the Canva design, which is, and I'll pass these out in just a second, but it's this, that it's editable. So you can take and add your logos to this for your clients. Because this is your event that we're trying to help you do. Babe, did you have something?
So great opportunity here with client appreciation parties. Lonnie's thrown in before, several other people had to do. They're expensive. They cost you $5,000 out of pocket. They say, of course, we could get vendors to help you out with that as well. Because they cost thousands of dollars. Here's our opportunity to do it for a couple $100 and invite several of your VIPs. So getting these flyers today, I implore you, grab this flyer and start calling your VIPs. Make your list, call your VIPs, and let them know this invite is coming. Just give them a heads up to start saving the date. Then we're gonna get an invite to them and get an RSVP from them, is what they're wanting to do. But you gotta make a connection with them about 5 or 6 times before this party happens. If you just do it once, you're not gonna have the success that you probably desire to have. This is a great opportunity to get referrals. And again, it's client appreciation. So people we actually like these people. We want to see them there. If you don't like your client, don't invite them. Give them out. But call your VIPs, people at the top of your pyramid that you like to continue to do business with, and give them a heads up and get on their calendar. It's fall. They're going to be busy. It's a weekend evening. Those are precious to people. Let them know what they do. That's a great opportunity.
Yep.
That way you can get 10, 15, 20 of your clients out here, and they can have a great evening with you. You can network with them. I bet you probably get a referral on it.
Caesar?
I was just gonna say that the Canva, it actually is a template and it's live. So Canva button on the right side, it is live, so you can go ahead and talk.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you don't wanna do Canva, get that into ChatGPT to customize for you within about 10 minutes.
There we go. See, I should have went to Caesar's AI class.
It took about 5 tries to get what I want to know.
Okay, great. And then besides obviously you inviting people, and that would be something great for the event, we can hold as many as 600 people. So there's not really a limit per se. If we have 600, fantastic. We'll figure it out. But other things that we could use as a culture committee help from you, if you have vendors that you would like to see sponsor, please let us know. You're more than welcome to reach out to them. I have the sponsorship flyers up here as well, or myself or any of the other culture committee members are willing to do that as well. And then whiskey. If we could have whiskey bottles of $30 or more donated, that would be helpful to help with the cost for the whiskey pool.
How do we buy tickets?
Oh, thank you. So tickets, you'll purchase through me. or Lacey is gonna help as well, but all the tickets for the event are gonna be given directly to you. So if you have clients that are going to attend the event, you just say, I need 10 tickets. We will give you 10 tickets with your name on them. And if you happen to buy a table, then we will direct them that direction when they check in at the event. We can do office bill if you need to, and then check to KW Southland. Questions? Stacy? It is, yes, yeah. So if you wanted to invite 10 people, that would basically be $350 because you would get the 250 sponsorship and then the 10 tickets. Yeah, sorry, yeah. Shelby?
White tablecloths or black tablecloths? Or do we know yet?
I haven't decided yet.
Do we need to make our own centerpieces for each table?
Every table will have a centerpiece. If you purchase a table and would prefer that centerpiece to be yours, then I'm happy to accommodate for that as well. Okay. They're not going to be elaborate. I planned 2 weddings last year. We're not going to go there. Yes, Ashley.
Are the charities determined yet?
Oh, yes. So charities will be our in-house Southland Emergency Fund. And then we will also use the remainder of the funds to meet our requirement to KW Cares, which is $5,000. So we'll figure out what that is. And then our Southland Emergency Fund will be the other charity. Any other questions? Okay.
Great.
I'm also excited.
Thanks, staff.
I'll leave those sponsorship ones back here.
Yep.
So Stephanie, thank you for all that, by the way.
You're welcome.
You guys, I can't tell you how important this is. We as a collectively need to be leveraging this event.
Yes.
It is so hard to pull one of these off on your own. Even a small scale one is a lot of work. So basically what we've done here is we've hit the easy button. Where's easy button? Easy button for you guys. So take advantage of this. Now what'll happen is if you invite a bunch of people, you're going to find that they're busy that day. They're busy that afternoon. Here's the cool thing. The value is in the invitation. The value is you sending them this and a follow-up text and a phone call. And they're saying, hey man, that sounds like the coolest event, but it just so happens we've got a wedding that night. That's cool. Whatever excuse they come up with doesn't matter, really. The value is the conversation you're now having. So the fact that they're or not is kind of, I'm not going to say it's irrelevant. We want to go belly to belly. But I'll tell you right now, the bulk of people won't be able to make it. That's how this works. You invite 100, 50 are auto no's, 30 will say yes, and 20 will show. That's how this will work for you. And now once the event starts, then you're belly to belly with people and you're enjoying a cocktail or a beer or whatever with them and getting to know them at a higher level. Guys, that's what we're talking about in that whole pyramid is we're trying to advance these relationships to a higher and higher level. Stephanie and her crew have basically designed this for us. So if we don't take advantage of it, that's on us. There's not one person in his office that doesn't have a handful of people they couldn't invite to this, right? Does anybody not know anybody? Okay, we all know somebody, right? Chris Bradley, she heard today by any chance? She's the queen of this. She has usually a small select group of about 8 to 10 people. They usually sit right with her at a table, whether she does her own table or not. And all she does is move from person to person to talk about their life and what's going on. Okay, she actually pays for their ticket, the $10 ticket, which I think is cool too. That's your call whether you have to do that or not, or want to do that or not. But that's leveraging this event. That's getting value. That's moving people in that triangle from the low percentage chance of them hiring you if they choose to buy, sell, or refer real estate. That's moving it higher and higher probability. Guys that were in my class, you understand that. The rest of you are looking at me weird. Todd, what'd you have?
Well, so what I heard you say, Lonnie, is you said 100 people, invite 100 people, 50 will be auto no's. 30 will, out of the 50, there's 30 that will say yes and 20 will show up. That's $200. $200 investment and you just reached 100 people in your database.
There's nothing you're going to do in the next year that would be more effective
Right.
than that, I don't think.
An amazing barbecue dinner, live music, the fire pit, the whole night. Like to me, this is a no-brainer. This is amazing.
It's just absolutely.
Then to take the easy button approach one more, we've already designed the flyer for you. You guys don't have to design a flyer. You just got to be able to edit it, put your name on it. You don't want it branded to anybody else but you. Do that. Then we're going to work on publishing a smart plan to the library so you can You can be touching your people. We'll even design it. You don't have to use it if you don't want to, but you can use it if it's not there yet. I'll work on that. We'll think of a touch plan up until this event. And even after the event, like this one event can touch your people so many times.
Yeah, and even if the people are at your bottom of your pyramid, so to speak, they're in your database, but I don't know them real well, get some kind of invite in their hands, because deep down at their dinner table, they're going, Brandy, we don't know her that well, but for her to stop and invite us to something like this, I guess she must hold us in high regard,
Yeah.
right? There's value in the invitation. I can't tell you that enough, guys.
Yep.
It's just invite. Even people I know they're not gonna say yes because they're in Barbados, invite them. Okay.
So this also, we're at the 23rd of September, the 24th of October. This is something I don't have in here, but it's making me think. The week prior to this, we're having trunk or treat right here. So that's another touch and another thing that is for kids. And so just know, guys, we've got some things in the works too. We're trying to make this as easy as possible for you to touch your database, grow your database, love on your database, and with some great events. So more to come with the trunk or treat. If you know people that want to sponsor a trunk, bring candy, that kind of stuff, we definitely need our help there. Yes, we did, because they moved. This is, by the way, they moved the ALC clinic, so they did that. So we're good on the 24th. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, Tim, you want to come up and help
Heck yeah.
talk to us
do
about
it.
Bold? The Bold starts when? Bold starts
Tomorrow. Oh, yes, thank you. It is actually not too late to get in. We still have a few spots available, and Bold they will close that out. So don't yes, you can come to First Step to Bold. How many of you guys are coming to First Step to Bold? I thought we had more than, oh no, we have 8 plus our First Steps. Okay, perfect. First Step to Bold is awesome because they usually action pack it the whole time. And you get kind of an overview of what the entire Bold program is going to be like. And that's, for me, if you're undecided, if you're on the fence, come to First Step, because there's no obligation. There's no hard sell. They don't make you give a credit card deposit or anything like that when you get there. And you can just see what the energy in the room's like, what the vibe is like. Meet the coach. I've done this before. I'm not ashamed to say I've gone to Bold First Step before and went, yep, I'm not going to go this time. I just didn't have a connection with the coach, and that's okay. So I'm giving you that permission right now. If you're like, hey, I really don't know. Cool. Well, come try it out, because I think we talked about before, what are you going to do with that time? What is on your calendar for Wednesday? And if you're like me, I can waste away half of a day on a Wednesday just trying to think about who I'm going to call or email. And then I end up spending 2 hours on Facebook. So get your butts into First Step of Bold and see what it's all about. Okay. We have.
They're committed to full Bold right here. That's our full Bolder.
Yeah, we are.
And the winner.
Okay. So remember, we had if you got your Bold registration in before Friday of last week, then your name went into the hat to possibly win, or you had the opportunity to win no office bill for the rest of the year. Right. Lonnie's personally paying for it out of his pocket. It's awesome.
These people that had signed up before the deadline, they committed to full Bold, and we're going to do a live spin right here to see who's our winner to not pay an office bill the rest of
It better not be Stacy Keith. She's won plenty this last week.
Are you serious?
Oh! Wow. Sandy is one of our Bold liaisons. I mean, she's a huge proponent for Bold. Well, thank you, Sandy, for getting signed up early and getting your name in the hat. Congratulations. Free office for you for the rest of the year. So awesome.
All right. Well, that little spinner thing was kind of fun, huh? I could draw out of my pocket, or we could just do that. So congrats, Sandy. And you almost didn't go because you've been so many times, but you can't help yourself. Sandy will be there, and I know you've seen it work. You've seen it, what it can do for your business. And I know, and I appreciate you being such a huge Bold advocate, and appreciate that. All right. Well, I've got a couple things. Let me move this out of the way now. Let me go start moving this stuff around. There we go. All right, I've got a couple things because I've had a few conversations with agents who stopped by my office, which, by the way, thanks for stopping by. I love to visit with you. But I've had some conversations, and we've noticed that while I appreciate what Lonnie said, that, you know, after like the third pullback year, we're holding our chin up. And I can be great. We can be grateful for that because that's not what the rest of the country is seeing. So if you ever tune into some of these different calls like James Shaw or the, you know, the pivot shift ahead call, if you're on different calls that different people are doing, you might be hearing different things than what we're experiencing. So I thought that we could kind of dig deep into Cass County, like a snapshot of what's happening here in Cass County. And we can appreciate and be grateful that we're not experiencing what they're experiencing in Florida and other places in the market. And let me see. I clicked off of it. That's my problem. Okay. So studying the trends for Cass County, I dug deep into the trends. So, you know, in the MLS, you can get that every month they put out a market snapshot and you can look at different counties. So I did that. I actually pulled the snapshots for the whole year, the whole 8 months of the year. And don't you know, I threw them all into ChatGPT and asked it to analyze it for me. Give me the market trends for Cass County. Now, it did that. And I've, you know, I could have done it. I could have sat there and laid all 8 pages out, which maybe that's what you would have done possibly. Yeah, laid all 8 pages out, maybe, and start get my graph paper and charting the little charts and notice the trends and all the different categories. ChatGPT did that. I didn't put it all up here, but here I brought the highlights. And here's what I can tell you. If we know the trends, then it will help us when we're pricing our listings. Like, for instance, Cass County real estate is still appreciating. It is still going up. It's just not appreciating at the level we used to see. What, Lonnie, do you remember, like, what's the biggest percentage of appreciation do you remember?
The COVID year, we were in that like 10 to 12%.
10 to 12%.
Some areas got it.
Now we're kind of seeing the 1 to 2% is what we're seeing. So still appreciating. We love that. Not depreciating, not, you know, so we're still appreciating, but it is slowing down. The market still favors sellers, but it's shifting towards a more balanced market. Is that what you guys are seeing? Are you seeing some of that? Okay. Now, my disclaimer would be, of course, there's going to be one-offs. We're going to see that. Now, that wasn't Cass County, but but you're going to see the one-offs, like multiple offers, 45,000 over list, you know, this, that, the other. They're still going to, so this isn't just a blank, this is just overall snapshot. The days on market are ticking up to 49 days on market as opposed to 41 days a year ago. So that's 7 weeks on market that we're showing for Cass County. So, and we've been talking about that. And then our inventory a year ago, in August of 2024, we had 309 homes. And now this year we've got 434 homes. That's up almost 30%. So inventory has grown. So that's something, what does more inventory mean with our sellers? More, well, yes, more competition. Yeah. True, that's true.
See days on market 192, and they listed it when it was, you know, breaking ground or whatever. That's not really indicative for a market.
It's a good thought. Let me look into how to do that.
It also works the other way, where somebody did a build job and there's 0 days on the market, right? So that balances out a little bit there, but it would be best for us to really know what the resale market is versus new construction. And by the way, this particular, not far from you guys, there's a lot of new construction going on. And that's controlled by just a couple of different people. So let's assume for now, we're not participating in the bulk of that. We've got to focus on that resale market. That's where we make our hay. So.
But even at 49 days on market, that's not crazy. I mean, sure, we were watching things go under back in 2021, things were going under contract hours on the market. So 40, 41, 49 days, I see that all the time. That seems to be pretty.
I think it got down to like 15 days on market or 14, if I remember right. When it just a crazy.
That's just crazy.
But even in a normal, what we'll call a normal market, maybe even a little softer than what we're in now. 120 days on market was not uncommon, 90 was not uncommon. You would still get the agents calling on what's wrong with it, but nonetheless, you just have to know, you have to be able to be scripted around those conversations.
Right. So if we can know the trends, that this is what we're seeing, you can prepare your sellers up front. Like we've been talking about this in team meetings and on Sold Mastermind quite a bit. But if you can know what to expect and you're sitting at day 40 and you start to panic, well, here's why. Sellers still think, like, am I there? Let's see, no. Sellers still think, sometimes some of your sellers may think it's still 2021. They may think it's that market. And so we have to help educate them that we're not in that market anymore. We're way out from that market. But here's some other, buyers have more choices. We talked about more inventory. So buyers have more choices. And they're making not more requests. Oh yeah, more requests, like they're asking for more. Buyers are asking for more things than what they have been. And they're maybe moving a little bit slower. They're not jumping on something the moment it hits the market like they used to. They may say, you know what, I like it, but let me look around, and they have that ability to do that. So if you're working with sellers, we have to kind of let them know. Our closed sales have dropped from last year. There was 149 closed sales in Cass County. This August, there was 133. So that just also shows us the market is slowing down a little bit. It's just pulling back just a little bit. Yeah. So again, we're still holding our chin up, like Lonnie says. And then also our sellers, the original list price to sold price, our sellers are getting about 96.5. That's down a little bit from what it was. From their original list price to what they actually sell it for, they're getting about, on average, 96.5% of what they listed for.
And new construction can really skew that as well. How many new houses do you see selling much below list? Not very frequently. And build jobs, it's not uncommon to see the list price at 500 and it closes at 5.25, 535. All that's baked into that 96.5. I would argue that for the resale seller, that's probably more in the low to mid 90 percentile, 94, 93 percentile.
Yeah, good point. Good point. So it's good to not just know the comps, and we're trained to look at comps, but let's also look at the trends. And we're heading into what season? Winter, the holidays. Ryan, did you have something? Pro time.
You go back to 21 and the market's doing this thing and the sellers still think it's doing this thing. And
Right.
It's not. And then you've got a bunch of agents out there that don't know how to price houses.
Right.
Sellers tell them how to price houses and then they're not able to get them that number that they talked about. And it's coming down from their price reduction. We see them.
Right.
We make price reductions too. We want to accomplish their goals, but at the same time, we got to be realistic and what it will sell for them. That's what the market can pay. So that's why we're seeing that
Yes.
number decrease. Because I think at one time it was like 101%.
Yes.
That was just a freaking crazy market. So I think that speaks a lot to your 0.7 right there.
Yeah.
Being able to price it accurately, being closer to that 98% in your own business.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool if you can figure out what your original list price to sales price ratio or percentage would be. It'd be interesting to see what that looks like. And if it's a great number, you should be telling that story. I get my sellers, 98% of what we ask for, or 99 or 100%. But here's when working with just some tips. It goes back to what you said, Ryan. Sellers want yesterday's prices. And then agents, we feel pressured to make them happy. Have you ever done that? You sit in front of a seller, they want yesterday's prices, even though that's overpriced. But the results can be that house will go on the market at the seller's price. It's going to sit there. It could sit there, go stale. And then eventually it could sell for less than if it had been priced correctly up front. I see a bunch of heads nodding.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. We want to be the best value on day one. Best value. Meaning what that means, let's see. What that means is when your house goes on the market, obviously when it hits the market, it has the most eyeballs looking at it. It's your best exposure to the market. And so if you can go on the market and not be 10 or 20,000 overpriced, but what if you're the best value on day one? Maybe even priced just 1% underneath what the trend is showing, what the market is showing. So thought there, because the first 2 weeks on the market is when the house gets the most attention. We know that. So if you could be the best value on day one, that will definitely help you. Because here's why, because this is where buyers come from. If you can, this is the sweet spot, this is the market value. And so if you can price this, price the house in where it's supposed to be, in the neighborhood of where it's supposed to be, you have the best chance. And there's another percentage down here hiding 90%, 75, 60. So you've got the best chance of more people seeing the house. If you overprice it, even by 10% above, then you've got a 30% chance that somebody's going to come take a look at it. If you're 15% above list of market value where it's supposed to be, you've got it, 10% of your buyers are even willing to come take a look. So is it possible somebody's going to fall in love with that house so much that they're willing to pay over? It is possible. But why not make, instead of trying to find the one, the needle in the haystack buyer, what if we price it correctly, get it in front of more buyers, give it more exposure, have a better chance? Does that make sense? Yes, Sandy. Right. They will forget. Yep.
Yeah, we just went pending on a Creekmore house. I was consulting a family I've known for a long time, pumped it out, and it was in that 575 to 600 category. Clearly, that's where it needed to land. And I said, but and my comment to them, I would not be afraid of testing a market above 600 for a period of time and see if we can find that, because they do have a really unique golf course lot. So I'm like, you can find that person loves that exposure. So we went 625, tested it for about 3 or 4 weeks, reached out to the family, circled back to my original email, based on my original conversation. I think the market spoke. We're probably not going to find joy above 600K. Let's take it down to, and they wanted to go to 599, which I love Walmart pricing. Pending, and it's pending at 599. The top of the range that I told them to originally sell at, but I partnered up with them to go a little above the market, not crazy above the market. We didn't go 700 or 650, a little above the market, a handful of percentage points. But we teamified it. We spent some time when it was a little high. The feedback told us maybe a little high, made the adjustment, boom, contract, and the contract's at the top end of where it should have sold. That's how
Very good. I love that.
Good referral.
It's true. So if you can bring some graphics when if you're expecting, because you've done some homework, you reach out, the sellers told you, hopefully you're doing this. Like, what do you think it will sell for? Get their number, get what they're thinking before you walk in there, because it tells you which game plan, which approach you have to take with them. But would it help to bring some graphics? Here's another one. Warn the sellers, we don't want to chase the market. Now, you and I may know what that means. They don't probably know what that means. What if you could explain it to them, or better yet, show them this? This is what chasing the market looks like. So the house goes on the market, and let's say this is the price they want. They want that upper price. Okay, we can do that. We totally can do that. But maybe it should have been, now this graphic, our values aren't doing this. They're not just plummeting. That's not what this is. But this is the home price, and this is time on the market. So the longer we go on market, the value of your house, it is getting a little stale. It is the longer you sit there, right? And so what happens is we make price reductions, and sometimes we're making little price reductions, depending on the price point of the house, depending on where it's at, depending on a lot of things, and how overpriced are we. If we're just making little drops, this is what chasing the market looks like. We don't get there unless we make, have great conversations up front. We talk about these price reductions up front, and maybe like, hey, let's try it at your price. If that doesn't work, let's look at a price reduction. And also, when you're doing your net sheet, give them their price, what it can look like. This is a great chance to put in a couple other prices that you want to put in too. Maybe the price you think it will sell for, and just say, hey, I think this, let's just for fun throw this number in there. And it kind of mentally prepares them, like, okay. And they probably might dismiss it and go, well, I don't want that number. I want my number. But it's an option. It's a way to come in a little bit softer and go, well, let's just look at this number, what it kind of nets out at. And it kind of throws that number in there. But if you had some graphics to kind of explain, we don't want to do this. We don't want to chase the market. We want to price the house one time. We don't want to price it 3 times, right? Because if you list, it's possible that if you list 10 grand over, you might end up selling it for 20 grand less. That's just how it works. And so Last slide I have that homes that are priced correctly are going to get more showings, faster offers, and they'll have stronger negotiating power. So, okay. Any thoughts, ahas, or input you want to add? Anybody? Okay. I just a refresher on the basics, going back to the basics because we're heading into the winter months. Yeah.
Graphics that you had, the triangle in that one.
Yeah.
Can you drop those into the Facebook group?
Sure.
So we can download them or give some.
Absolutely. Yep. I can do that. Yep. All right, Lonnie, we got some awards to give out.
Good.
All right, let's do that. All right.
Hey, and we wrapped up August, and I believe it was one of the second or third highest GCI for in August. Obviously, the COVID year has been crazier that throws all the numbers off. So our people did good, and these are the people we want to definitely recognize. But congratulations to everybody. Number 3 in our group category, New Edge, 2.1 million.
All right, New Edge.
New Edge. Number 2 in our group category, Lonnie Branson Real Estate, 2.6.
Oh, great work, guys.
Number 1 in the group category, the Fin Farm, 3.3 million.
Farm.
That one's gonna stick.
that on there.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a wrap on his truck. By the way, I'll pay for anybody that gets a magnet and puts it on Ryan's truck. That says Fin Farm. Number 3 in the team category, closed sales volume, Austin Real Estate Team, 535.
Yeah, Mary.
Number 2 in the team, O'Connor Real Estate, 733.
All right. Yep, he's here.
You guys want to
Leave it up here? Okay. Oh, there you go.
Number 1,
Sorry.
our
I'm listening right
AI
here.
team, I'll call them. Number 1 team, the Fife Real Estate.
All right.
They weren't even there for any of it.
Early adopters.
AI sold them.
Early adopters. That's what I'm seeing. By the way, we'll go 18 months ago, you guys weren't hardly using any of this technology, right? Facebook.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we just learning more.
Yeah. And applying it. So what's working for them, they're gas pedal down on that. That may not be what's best for you, right? I'm guessing you guys aren't doing a lot of door knocking? No, okay. That's just not what you do, but we gotta do something. They're doing something and they're doing it really, really well. So didn't mean to put you on the spot. Individuals, 1 person. Sandy Paxton, 450,000.
All right,
Hey, no office bill.
How about number 9, newbie Stacy Keith, 475.
Yes, Stacy.
Number 8 individual, Tim Crable, 635.
Good job, Tim.
Number 7 individual and had a baby. That's a big mom. That's a big mom. 695, Jesse Brown.
Jesse. Good job, Jesse.
Number 6 individual, Greg Topping, nearly 800,000.
Good job, Greg.
Number 5 individual, Brannigan Barnett, 1.05 million.
Good work, Brannigan.
Good job, Brannigan.
Number 4 individual, Jake Keith, 1.1.
Good job, Jake.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. This is fantastic. Number 3 individual, Julie Snyder, 1.1 million. Good job, Julie.
Julie?
Number 2 individuals, Trisha here today?
She's
All right.
working on their investment property.
She is.
Texted her.
Oh, okay. Well, then she missed getting a $1.35 million.
Wow, Trisha.
And our number 1 individual, I call him big hitter, Nathan Priest, 1.55 million.
Wow, nice
Good job, Nathan.
In the group category, these are listings. Guys, list to exist, list to last. All these things are so true. Some, by the way, it's at least 2 of you guys mentioned listings you had, an unrepresented buyer came into your world,
Yep.
okay? If you don't have a listing, that will not happen, I can assure you. So they got that unrepresented buyer. So the ability to double dip things can grow immensely. In the group category, listings taken volume, New Edge, 1.3 million.
Good job.
Good job, New Edge.
Number 1 group, Lonnie Branson Real Estate, 1.35 million.
Great
All
work.
right.
The team category, listings taken volume, the Fifes, 210,000.
Good work,
Good job.
guys.
Number 1 team our number 1 team, brick and mortar, 1 million.
Good job.
Number 10 individual, listings taken volume, Nathan Priest, 469.
All right. Good job, Nate.
Number 9 individual, Teresa Ziegler, 475. She's here.
Heck yeah, good job, Teresa.
Good job.
Number 8 individual, one of our new guys, Christian Jones, 525.
Yeah.
Christian.
Good job, Christian.
Straight from Springfield, Missouri. Number 7 individual, Jake Keith, 678.
Good job,
Good
Jay.
job, Jake.
Rustlin, 785.
Yeah, good job,
Rusty.
Rusty.
Multitasking back there. Number 5 individual, our broker, 850,000, broker Darren.
No, he's on a inspection.
Number 4 individual, Marcia McKenna, 1 million.
1 million.
Yeah. Number 3 individual, did you drive your box truck today? That thing's so cool. Just under 1.2 million, Shelby.
Shelby.
Number 2 individual, picking up steam, Julie Snyder, 1.3.
Wow, nice.
Julie.
Killing it.
And our number 1 individual, Chad Green, 1.5.
Jeff Chad. Right.
Chef Chad.
Help me sell it.
Big awards here, $1 million month, the Finn Farm,
Yeah.
Branson Real Estate,
All right.
Brannigan, $1 million month. How about this? Part of a team, but fantastic for his portion alone. Josh Folke, $1 million month.
Yes.
Oh, nice, Josh.
Gotta show Josh the fish I caught last week.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
uh-oh.
5-pound bass. It was pretty good.
Wow.
Trisha Henson, $1 million month.
Good job, Trisha.
Jake Keith, $1 million month.
Great.
Good job, Jake.
No, you're good. Okay.
Julie Snyder, again, $1 million month. And Nathan, $1 million month. So our home runs just keeps the ball rolling, a closing, a listing, and a pending, something under contract. Brannigan, home run.
Good job, Brandy.
Home
Good.
run.
Broker Barron, home run.
Good job, DJ.
Jesse Brown, little baby in a home run.
Right. Good job, Jesse.
Julie Snyder, home run. Good
Good
job.
job,
Good
Julie.
job, Julie.
Good stuff. Lonnie Branson, real estate, and Nate.
Good job, LB.
All right.
Good job, Nate.
All right, real exciting stuff. Anytime somebody kind of launches, first listing for Amy Roberts
Amy Roberts.
and first closing Stacy Key.
Good job. Congrats, girl.
I saw you posting that on social media too. Good job leveraging that.
All
All
right.
right, what else we got?
Well, if you got anything,
Closing. All right, how we doing? on
it
time?
is 11:07. So
I'll keep it simple then. I should be done in 45 minutes or so. Brandy and I, started kind of working on a little challenge internally. Did you happen to bring your version of this? Okay. Can I see it real quick?
Yep.
So what we wanted to do is we wanted to create more accountability, and I'm really lazy, so if somebody just hands me a piece of paper, I can read it. But what we wanted Brandy to be able to do is talk about her activities as a team leader, but also activities in her real estate business. So what we're doing is we're just she's using it to do the 2-sheet. Okay, it's
Yep, I got
fancy, it's high tech, no doubt about it. But she can look at this and find out what she did, and guess what? I can look at it and ask questions. Hey, tell me about Kelly Hunter that you talked to on Thursday, right?
well, hey, yeah, we sold her a California split over here, and she doesn't like that anymore. She wants something with no stairs.
Is that our no stairs person?
She's our no stairs person.
Okay.
Yep.
So you spent a total with all these names that are on here and notes and all kinds of stuff. You spent a total of how much to fill that up? Would you say?
Total hour and a half.
Okay, let's just go 2
Yeah,
hours.
2 hours.
2 hours. And out of this, without making those calls, you've created how many new prospects? Is it safe to say 3?
At least 3.
At least 3. Okay. But what the perfect example is, she's reaching out to a former customer, just checking in, doing that touch, advancing the relationship, all those sorts of things. And she sold him a California split. Who lives in a California split right now? Would you buy 2 of them?
No.
Okay. Nobody ever buys 2 California splits. I wanted to be, before I said that, I wanted to be sure that you didn't. But they're great houses. They're nice and open. They got a lot of showy kind of features, but they're a lot of stairs. It's safe to say. And some of them, the laundries in the sub basement, the stairs a lot. But nobody buys 2 of them. Well, sure enough, she reached out to him and goes, well, we love our house, but, right? And the but was, we're tired of the steps. Okay. Now this doesn't sound like an eminent come list me call by
Right.
any means.
No.
But because you reached out to them, you now know that they're going to be making some changes. It's just a matter of time. Okay. Hopefully they don't fall down the steps.
Right.
So our strategy around that conversation was, hey, let's do this. Let's go ahead and ask them if you want to get set up on a search that just shows Raymore area ranches, because yeah, you're not ready yet, but it probably would be a good idea for you to see things come and go a little bit. So you have an idea of what the price points look like. First of all, are they going to say no to that? Probably
No.
not going to say no to that. Okay. They won't, trust me. And in the meantime, you might also say, hey, if you want me at any point to just show you some data on your California, what Californians have been selling for, at least you'd know where the market is in September 2025. Not gonna say no to that either, by the way. And so that one, you don't even need to ask for permission. Just say, hey, I might find this interesting. So then what'll happen is if she's got that ranch search thing, they're gonna start seeing these ranches. And they're gonna see one, even though they're not ready, they're gonna see one that looks really cool in the Brookside Villas, and it's not very far from where they live now. Brady, is there any way you can show me this? That's how this thing works, guys. So, but guess what? She had to spend 2 hours of activity to generate 3 of those amazing prospects. She now has 3 really viable things in her pipeline for the couple hours of activity, okay?
2 hours a week, by the way. It wasn't 2 hours a day. That was 2 hours for last week.
Yeah, for the whole week. We're not talking about 2 hours a day.
Right.
Oh, God forbid. Okay?
I
We wanna
know,
do that.
right?
Jobs, you have 8 hours a day. Let's don't push ourselves.
Well, as a
right?
dual career agent, that's what I got.
Melt down. So, and then, of course, that forced me to do the same thing. So I can show her exactly what I did on Monday and the people I touched base with, part of which would be my real estate business, part of be kind of the brokerage world. So where I'm going with this, guys, is we got to get into whatever's going to force you into activities. I don't really care what it is. We got to figure out how to get into activities. Tim and I had a conversation last week, and you'll be getting more details when Tim gives me the details. Tim's gonna be in here on a regular basis, and something in the vicinity of 9 to 11 or 8 to 10 or 8 to 11 most days. And he's inviting other people to come in and sit in the training room, sit wherever you want, drink coffee, chew on a burger, whatever, but actually work on your business a little bit.
Those are the details.
Okay, those are
That's
the-
it. That's exactly it.
There it is. So you're not alone. You don't come in and you're by yourself and it feels creepy. We will have other people doing the same, okay? We're gonna work to get some energy behind that. So when somebody has a success, like, oh my gosh, I would have never touched base with those people, but I was sitting in the office. I just went ahead and texted them. And what came back was, hey, we probably need to talk. That kind of success. We're gonna ring that bell, so to speak.
Yeah.
But guys, we've got to get it. If we want to have success, we've got to have that mindset. You do have a job. I promise you have a job. The question is, at what level do you choose to do it? Okay. Most of the people that just got these awards, believe it or not, they're probably not working 40 hours a week. They're working less than that. They're being honest with themselves. But they found something that's working for them. And I put Paul on the spot a little while. He's found something he's really good at, and he's nice enough to share some of it with me. He's good at that. That's probably not going to be my path, some of the things they're doing, but we could find success doing these kind of things, making our calls, making our touches. Who was at our database class with the Wealth Club on, what day was that?
Wednesday.
Wednesday? There were like 20 people, 25, I think.
It was
Okay,
good.
so the whole purpose of that, guys, is we make these touches for this purpose of monetizing the people that are in our world. Okay, if you weren't there, stop and grab me and we'll have a conversation around it because it's that important to me. In fact, I wouldn't say the rest of my career, you're gonna hear me talking about pretty much this. You have a certain number of relationships. Christian has a certain number of people in his triangle, okay? The people at the top, those are his boys. He can pick up the phone and they just go. Those people would never consider referring business or selling their house or anything without him, okay? Now, he may have a handful of people in that group. He may have 20, 40, whatever in that group. Then as that triangle goes down, the masses, the relationship is less and less sophisticated, less and less valuable. You guys get that? So what we have to do is we have to stop and identify those. And for me, it's 200. It was 200 initially. Now it's 400, but it's 200 people, and I grade them out. You guys that were in that class, I'm a freaking dork. Okay, Amber just watching me go, why are you doing this? You don't even do this anymore. And I go, because it works. I literally color code mine. I went through my database, I printed the names, and then I went and going green means they're at the top of the triangle. When we draw that triangle, and for those of you there, you're gonna see it again, sorry about that. Green means they're up here, okay? So you may, in a perfect world, you'd have 40 of those. Then you have the next group here, and then you have pretty much everybody else. What we find is the people that are at the top of this triangle, if they conduct business or refer business, 70% of the time you'll get that referral or you'll get their listing. Okay, those are tight relationships. Would you guys agree? There is no 100% unless it's your parents. Okay, so we use 75%. There's also a subset group of really good relationships, but they haven't graduated to this level and they may never graduate to this level. This is a group that's going to perform about 25% of the time. That means you have a 1 in 4 chance that they're going to call you, Ryan, versus somebody else. Okay. Jenny at Century 21, Carrie Anderson, all of our friends, right? And then we have a lot of people typically in our database that we have very soft relationships with, close but not really, okay? And that's going to perform at more of a 1 in 10, okay? What you have to do is if you have 200 people in your world, you have to figure out how many of those are in this category, be honest, how many are in this category, and how many are in that category, okay? And then we can show you how to monetize it, okay? So we did an example of just a basic agent that had 5 or 10 people here, 5 or 10 people here and about 100 people here, okay? Which is, if we're being honest, that's that. Now you may say, well, I have a lot more people in my database than 200, Lonnie. I'm really good. Well, I will go ahead and tell you, the bulk of these people are sitting out here, okay? Which means they're the general public. Okay, you just happen to maybe have their email address because you've done nothing to move the relationship forward. So my question to you is, if you had 100 people that you have a 1 in 10 chance of ever earning their business, are you okay with that? Okay, are you okay with 1 in 10? Or are you gonna do the work? Are you gonna invite them to the parties? Are you gonna check in on them? Are you gonna just, really get that relationship moving to at least get them to the 1 in 4? The difference from 1 in 10 and 1 in 4 is significant. You guys get that? Especially on 100 people. Do the math, okay? By the way, we did the math and went through a ton of examples. And if we have to relight that candle, do that class again, we will. But this is monetizing the relationships that you currently have in your world. And when Paul Fife is doing all these amazing activities that he's doing, what we're doing is activity is a funnel. It's a lead funnel, right? And we're gaining people all the time in our world. And where do they fit within this triangle? Okay. That's the lead funnel that goes into the triangle. You guys get that? So, but initially the relationship is usually not super solid. It's usually just kind of a, if I saw him at the grocery store, I know we might wave, but we're definitely not hugging it out. You guys get that? That's probably this group. Okay, this group, it's more like knuckles and hey, it's good to see you guys. What's her name again? That kind of stuff. All right. These are your boys. These are like bro hugs and all that kind of stuff. And you're going out and having cocktails with them. So I highly recommend, this is a challenge. And by the way, it looks like several people actually took me up on it, which is cool. So print your damn database. First of all, if you don't have a database, that's where we need to start the conversation. And let's grade them out together and figure out where we stand with our people. Okay. If Sandy has 100 people down here that she has a distant relationship, but she knows them and they know her, if she's not advancing and checking in on those relationships, I can tell you, just like mine, they actually will fall out of even being a 1 in 10. So because they'll fall into somebody else's world. That's what happens. At least once or twice a month, somebody in my group here ends up listing their house with somebody else. I have a pretty large group, so that's going to happen. Yesterday or Friday, it was a $1.2 million house. Okay, what's 3% of 1.2? Where's James? 36,000. That's 2 years of caps. So anyway, but that's happened. We have enough people, you can live with that, okay? But you know what? I earned a 1 in 10 chance to get hired by those people. I did not work hard enough on that relationship. I hadn't spoken to them in about a year. Now they had reached out to me for advice on different things, but did I really move the ball forward to really have that relationship at a higher and higher level? So I had a 1 in 10 chance of getting that 36,000, and I was apparently I was okay with that. Okay, Amber not. But I was okay with it. So she about soiled herself when she saw they list their house with somebody else. But I got exactly what I deserved. If you guys inspected your database and graded it out on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you think it would grade out? I'm giving myself a 7 on mine, maybe an 8 at best, and I've been doing this a long time. What do you guys think? Ryan, what do you guys think?
I could definitely get bigger. I like to keep things super simple being green. So I look at your percentages we have on the left, and if you guys just add like 4 zeros behind those numbers there on the left, and where do you want to get your business from? You want to run the $100,000 business, the $250,000 business, or the $750,000 business? Yeah. So focus on those relationships and get those people to the top to have the business that you really desire. And if 100,000 is at the top for you, there's no judgment there either. 100,000, sure, hitting the mark and also do that. But just think about that. Where do you want to do your business? And it's tough to move from 10% to 25% to 75%. But the simple thing is like concept is pretty calm. What's the name of the class? Tim, pick up the damn phone.
That is the name of the class. That is it. Yeah.
If you come into this office and we start seeing more and more people working from the office and lead generating and having cubicles and things like that, you don't know what to do. Start running this freaking play. Okay. If Alex has friends from high school, they're somewhere in this triangle based on where his relationship is with those people. If he's not staying in touch with them, I can assure you, if you're doing nothing, the relationship is slowly deteriorating. I promise you. That means the probability of them doing business with you or referring is slowly moving down, whether you do nothing at all. Every once in a while, rarely, somebody that's in the top of my pyramid does business without. Okay, it can happen. And a lot of times I did nothing wrong, but just life happens, right? Something occurred. But down in here, I'm not sure I've done the damn work to deserve the phone call, to be honest with you. And if somebody down in this world calls me, it's a freaking fluke, okay? I got lucky, so to speak. So are we gonna just count on luck or are we gonna do the work, guys? By the way, the people that do real estate at extremely high levels, whether they consciously call it this, they're really applying this every day. They're checking in on their people in so many different ways. They're providing value. They're sending them comps in their subdivision without them asking. Just saying, hey, I drove by your house today. They made me think of you guys. By the way, I know you live in Eagle Glen. It seems like you're very happy there, but just should give you an idea of what things are selling. Hope this is helpful. Call me if you have any questions. Okay, boom, touch, value. That's how you have to think of the relationships in your world, just to sustain them, not to mention to grow them. Any questions on that? Anybody have anything? Yes.
I was just gonna say in Command, you can add a custom chat, so like VIP, AD, or C.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I did instead of printing off, not that I don't love the print off. But it allows me to store them and have their contact there.
Yeah.
By tag, so.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, use technology. Obviously, I'm high tech as well. But but what it made me do, honestly, is I printed it out, so there's this printout. But you notice this is in my handwriting. I went through there and it caused me to think about each of these families and people and how I got into relationship with them. And the Jaworskis, some of the amazing doctors they've referred me over the years, and the amazing house they have in Prairie Village and all that. And his dad's sick. Why don't I send him a quick text just checking in on his dad? So it made me stop. You see the value in that? It just brought all my people front of mind as I went through that exercise. By the way, I spent a lot of time on it. I won't go tell you how much time, but I just kind of got addicted to it after a while. So, but it's my business. It's the only thing I could ever sell. And it's what we've spent 24 years building. I'm not okay with what happened last week happening more and more frequently. That somebody with $1 million house goes a different direction. But I earned that. I earned that beating at 36,000 RV. That's all I got. Yeah. Oh.
Hey, I was just gonna say on the class, pick up the damn phone. It doesn't have to be that, right? So like Lonnie even mentioned, like maybe it's just sending out a text message like, hey, how's your dad doing? It's really like, I just use the term lead gen because maybe that's an old school phrase. I know some people call it relationship building or whatever. Like for me, it's just database management. So because Bold is part of our Bold experience is some homework with staying in contact and creating connections in our database. I'm just simply going to do my homework right here in the training room every morning, because how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? If I wait till the end and try to jam it all in at the last minute, then it's really overwhelming and it doesn't happen. But if I do a little every day, sometimes picking up the phone and calling somebody doesn't feel appropriate because I haven't talked to them in 100 years. But if I send a quick text message, or if I write them a little handwritten card, hey, sorry your dad was sick, so sorry to hear about that. Like the process has to start with something. So maybe it's a Facebook message or a social media direct message. Maybe it's a text message. Maybe it's a handwritten note before we start. Like you said, that the top, that's like your bro hug group. I'm not just going to go bro hug everyone in my database because they're going to be like, this guy is a freak show, and they're going to call and get a restraining order. But I got to start somewhere before I make it to that level. And that's what my pick up the damn phone class is. It's not just picking up the phone. It's sending out a text message. It might be writing a handwritten note. It's wherever the level of appropriateness is in that relationship. And it could just be step one. You probably don't even remember me, but we had 9th grade science class together, and I just happened to remember you. You just popped into my head. Whatever, right? So that's all we're doing in this room. I'm just doing it in the training room because it's a lot easier when you get into a group and it becomes less scary. And if you want to see, like, if you're afraid, like, oh, I'm going to make a fool out of myself for retouching base with all these people, just watch me. Like, I say dumb stuff all the time. Like, I put my foot in my mouth. I send out an inappropriate text message, and I'm like, oh, crud. Like, just watch me do it, and then you'll feel like a total pro. Yeah.
Define inappropriate.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Probably should do that, actually.
All right, if anybody wants to do the 2-sheet, I've got extras, I've got it made. It's not a bad idea to just keep this lays next to my keyboard. It's on my desk. Yours is on your desk all the time, just wherever you're at. If you want one, let me know. Otherwise, we've done a lot, covered a lot. If you have any questions, come see me. All right, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good Tuesday.
Yeah.